I met a gypsy.
Jet's the same. Like Hunter had a day though. Hunter just had a day.
Yeah.
Like Hunter's paying pro motocross tax. Like he
yeah.
just can't get he can't get it right. Like he just can't get it. It's just the fork in the road and it's going left. And
where's he at points wise now, Hunter?
I wouldn't know.
Probably pretty far back now, I think. And I mean, shit can happen. Jet lost a motor, you know, but Hunter's just like in the dog days. Like it's like, no, I'd say he's just like, it's trying him and testing him. And if he can keep, I mean, he had the lappers get in his way. But he's showing.
There's something though with Jet though that I think I hope Hunter doesn't hate me for this. Fucking yeah. I think Jet just has more speed. And so like those things with the lappers, like when Jet wanted to pass Hunter, he could. And when Hunter wanted to pass Jet, he couldn't. And then there was lappers and that, you know what I mean? So like, I honestly think that Jet just has like a little bit extra. Like he just has the gear. Even there was, I think Kitchen at Moto 2 in Southwick was a good example. Like Levi was right there and everyone's just like, holy fuck, Levi Kitchen's like the next best thing in the world. And then Jet just like keeps it there and then puts the hammer down where he has to.
Jet's race management. Like I think Hunter, I'll use a softer term. I think Hunter leaves it all on the wall. You're seeing every bit of the speed. At the end, you're seeing everything. I think Jet.
And that might be because of the positions he started in.
That's exactly right.
It might not just be the speed that he's got, but it just seems like Jet's able to just like make the passes when he wants to and then pull away when he wants to.
He has that 2% to go. Like, oh, Kitchen, I'll let you sit behind me for a while.
And then Shimoda, I think maybe it was this round or maybe it was Southwick, but Shimoda kind of like the gap went from like 6 seconds to 3 seconds, and then you're like, oh my god, and then it's at 6 seconds again, and then the dude's fucking jumping into every turn, and he's doubling.
He's doing what Carmichael and Stewart did to people. Like you remember when you see them out front when they're lapping,
like,
bolt, and you're watching Shimoda and Hunter behind him, and they're just smashing, looking like they're ripping. Yeah. You're like, how's he not putting 4 seconds to lap on Jet? Like, I mean. It's impressive. Like I'm actually most impressed with Shimoda this summer.
Same, dude.
Like
MVP.
MVP. Like getting in there. I love to see the green bike up front. I'm loving to see the Pro Circuit bike back in the for the parity.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't seen that many Hondas 1-2 ever. Like let's be honest. But that having the Pro Circuit legacy of Mitch's team back in there and the storage, Joe Shimoda, and not having a ride and like
Joe's massive for the sport too. Like.
Global.
My girlfriend, she's Russian, loves anime. Who's her favorite rider?
Dude.
The only Japanese dude. It just is what it is. She's like, that's her favorite character. She fucking hates it. She refuses to watch it, but she'll be doing her shit and then she'll be like, how's Joe doing? That's like that's the test right there.
And then how's his move? Like whether that was Myrtle, like flashing his belly, that was clearly someone marketing move to do that, but it was the right move. That's the move, and he generally loves. Yeah. Like I said, I'm tight with Swap, and I love it. Hey, what's your favorite American curse word? He's all. Bitch.
Yeah, that shit was fucking funny, dude.
Like only Swap can get that out of Joe.
Yeah,
and I just love to see like good people like Don like getting him out of the square box thing that are close. Like, dude, just be, like because he wants him to have that personality.
Oh, and he does, man. Dude. Like I think he'll slowly grow into it. Yeah. But yeah, he's for me like the MVP of the season. And I think that it was actually really cool. Redbud. When him, Jet, and Hunter were in the battle that they were in, you could literally see Joe learn to ride the track like the Lawrence brothers.
Do you think they push him around? Do you think that he could, like, you know how Jet, like, do you think if Joe really believes that, like, he's better than them, like, because he's always been in their shadow, Geico.
Here's what I think. This is my new hot take on the Lawrence brothers. So, I was right. All right, I was right from the start. Just for the record. Okay. Back in let's call it 2018 when I started the podcast. But I didn't know how right. Because honestly, and I'm being a bit of a dick, but honestly, I actually think everyone is years behind. Like, legitimately, you're years behind beating the Lawrence brothers. I think that they have spent, and it's interesting because Sexton kind of said something in the podcast about, he said, none of the amateurs have good technique. He said, Danger Boy is kind of the only guy I look at that has good technique, right? So he said that. And what did we see with the combine? And then what are we seeing with the 450 class? Like, Eli has great technique, but he has great body positioning technique, but he rides the motorcycle to the ground, right? So you wouldn't...
Yeah, you wouldn't teach that.
You wouldn't say that's ideal, right? So this is not me saying anything about Eli Tomac as a... There's fucking ways to skin a cat.
Yeah.
But in terms of if you wanted to just build, like, let's say a motocross character where you go handling or like bike skill, throttle control, engine management, you just maxed everything out to 100. Like, Tomac's probably at 20 on the fucking engine management, but you can still win with that. But I think that what you're seeing with the Lawrence brothers, and Darren in particular, is such a gnarly commitment to technique, and such a gnarly commitment to lines, and such a gnarly commitment to bike setup. And then you're getting to do that with two people, right? And two really good people.
And different. Like,
super different personalities. So if this is not shade at the Alessis, but you look at like Jeff and Mike Alessi, in terms of like complete humans, there was a lot lacking at the age that when they were like in their peak. So you don't have the same thing where like, and I'm not just trying to be a dick, like I'm trying to just be like fully objective. Like, I
you
was
got a
there.
laser, dude. You're shining out
I
their
was
eyes.
there. Like, I saw it.
So yeah, and the Alessis, Tony only knew what he knew.
Yeah.
Those kids were riding 450s when they were 40 kilos. like because it was like make money.
Yeah.
So like their bad technique because they were managing 61 horsepower Varner 450s.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Dazzy would never do that.
No.
Like,
yeah.
Never,
no, you're so right.
Never compromise.
Yeah, there was like, this is like the best thing that we could do. And it's even, they go to Europe and they do their thing in Europe. And the thing, I sent a message to Hunter, I can't remember what, maybe it was after High Point, because that was craziness, dude. Like, the way those two rode and the way they played with the track and the way they gapped the fit, like, that was brilliant. And for Jet, like, good on you, that's fucking sick. But for Hunter, the level of adversity that he's had to overcome, and I can relate from a big brother sense, because I can see ways in Matty's life where he had his life so much easier because of like the mistakes that I made in my own life
journey. Yeah.
And he'll tell you, like, he sat back and watched me go through my early 20s and like just fucking up constantly, and he watched and he learned. And Hunter's version of that is injuries and going on some shit teams. Hunter took the fucking hit on a bunch of different they're subtle. It's not like these crazy differences that you'd think would add up, but again, you're talking years of your life, and there's all these little challenges and all these little injuries and these adversities that you got to go through, and you're the first one on this shit team, and he was on a shit team when Jet was just on an 80, and that really didn't matter, but it did matter to Hunter, like it did matter to his results. So I think that what Hunter did and what Hunter's doing this season is just like, dude, I want to give the dude a hug and be like, bro, you fucking deserve this. You deserve this so much because of all the shit that you've been through. And so I just think that what we're seeing now is like the tip of the spear of years of work. And I think that they're fucked, everyone else. Like, honestly, because I don't see anyone, maybe Hayden, but I don't see anyone. I look at Ryder D, and I don't see Chase Sexton. I don't see Jet Lawrence.
Dude, you're right.
So I look at Joe Shimoda, and I don't see Jet Lawrence. He's probably the next best when it comes to looking. I see Levi Kitchen. I see a stylish motherfucker, like dope as fuck. But I don't see Jet Lawrence, and I don't see Chase Sexton. I don't see Ken Roxon. So I'm just looking, and I know as a rider, in my level that I'm at, how hard it is to change. And I know that, you you're in this program at Star or you're in ProSo and you don't have a chance to, you don't really have a chance to do the work that these guys have done. And honestly, dude, I just think everyone's fucked that isn't a Lawrence brother for a while, man. I really, and I think that Brian looks at Dazza and the Lawrences as like, that's the only, like, I think that's like the new standard. He said it. Oh, he has?
He said it in one of their podcasts. Mason, my son, watches it. He's like, look at the Lawrences. I'm watching things change. And he brought up like the Lawrences. Yeah. Brian watches because he knows it's evolve or die.
And he just wants the best for his kid. Yeah. Like, genuinely wants the best.
I don't disagree with you.
Like, who do you see winning? Jet's going on 450 outdoors next year. So Hunter will be the only Lawrence brother on a lights bike.
Yep.
Who beats him? For the championship?
The only one that I see today, that could even give him a run on a day is Joe Shimoda. But going back to I think the Lawrences, what they have as a family, there's one word: trust. Right? Like, they trust in mom and dad, and I'm not saying in a bad way.
Yep.
That they have the best. They trust in Lucas, the people around him.
Yeah.
Osho, Myrtle, mom and dad, that they are doing what's right for them. Okay, and Dazzy is leading the charge from what I understand.
Yeah.
Even bike setup.
Yeah.
And I go back to like RJ Hampshire. Have you seen his bars?
Yeah.
They're down. Like, you can only go so fast with that bike setup.
100%, bro.
I don't know Darren Lawrence, but from meeting him a few times, and what a remarkable human. I guarantee you, if Jet was like, I want to try 999s and put him down on my lap,
the answer will be no.
Yes, because your elbows, like, there's a reason for the madness, right? There's a reason.
And if you're a real G, you know that.
Yeah, and it's like you have to evolve or die. You have to. There actually is a standard, and who's just ironically, I got to spend a little bit of time with him, and another amazing dad is Chase's dad.
Yeah.
He's just like Dazzy. They're very similar. He's their practicing bike mechanic. He's all about technique.
Yeah.
And like, look at not about winning titles. Like, how many titles has Chase won at Loretta's? 4, 3?
Yeah.
2?
Yeah.
Not like, look at Jet Reynolds.
Yeah.
The winningest rider D. Like, Jet Reynolds is not, his trajectory is not going the right way.
Yeah.
All these Loretta's is becoming a novelty race.
Yeah.
It's becoming a very amazing race to share times with your family, like amazing summer adventure.
But it's not the need.
It's not the need anymore.
No.
It's not.
No.
It's not. When you have when they're, from what I understand, is Pro Moto or the MX Sports Groups acknowledges that, and they're changing the narrative with the combine.
Yeah.
Like, they're knowing they got to pivot, which is so smart, and bring a recipe. And honestly, that's because of Jet going on blast. I think it was with you, or someone. No, it was with Pulp or someone talking about how crap the amateur nationals were.
Yeah.
They took feedback and they pivoted.
Yeah.
And now there's an actual race to highlight guys, and like, what a better way. Like, what I haven't seen Hayden Deegan race a pro national track, or seen him race against,
compare his lap times and shit.
Dude, he waxed he's a B rider. He's a B rider and waxed Talon Hawkins, Daxton Bennick. They're all A riders. They're supposed to go to the factory teams. Talon just raced the national.
Yeah.
This weekend. I don't know if he scored points or not.
Yeah, I don't even know who it is.
But he's like a young, to put him in perspective, his number was 339 this weekend.
Yeah.
His family and them, they're very unique in the fact that, like, the kid always had the best stuff. Like, dad's a hard worker.
Yeah.
But he idolized the Jason Lawrence.
Yeah.
And they idolized the Jason Andersons and the Hilton, the Josh Grants.
Okay, so I like him.
I like him. The family, they're rad. But that's not the recipe that you can use to get to the top of Pro Motocross.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Like, we go back to our early pods about Bierman and Hodges. Like, you can't.
Yeah, you can't do both.
You can't do both.
Yeah. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.